Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Dave Emmons Strange Reality Show. And I try to bring you guests that brings the strange reality, but the truth and what we're. I get guests on here that I trust them. I know what they've been through and their experiences. A lot of people are talking nowadays. We're our own worst enemies, actually. The talking heads and the people who argue with one another about what they see. When I see things on Facebook and I see pictures, I just like them and I take a look at them, even if I can't see anything or if I don't know what it really is. I give them credit for trying, that they're trying to do things and take pictures. And that's what I've done in the past. But you'll always have about 50% of the people to say, "Oh, I don't see anything. You're crazy." But we shouldn't go there, but it happens a lot. And I know it has happened to me just several times. But if we just learn to accept what other people are seeing and what they're going through, then I think we'll learn more if we open our minds and the consciousness. I think it has a lot to do with consciousness. I know my two guests here know that for a fact that open minds and consciousness is very important because what we've been told throughout history is totally wrong. Totally wrong. I've been hearing that more and more from scientists and from other people who study this stuff and write books that history is not what we think it is. We have bosses that are above the politicians and sometimes the bigger banks. We have people that are in charge of this world that are doing things that we don't know what they're doing. And there goes a glitch on my screen.
Mhm.
so there's people out there that's controlling this world, and most of us are puppets, and we're going
Mhm.
through some rough times right now. I think that's what makes everybody nervous and on edge. And when we do these shows and they look at them and they don't believe them, then people have this anger in them over what's
Mhm.
going on in the world.
Mhm.
There's road rage, there's crazinesses. And I think it all started when everybody had to be locked in their houses and not being able to go anywhere and do things. And I hope we never get there again. But uh, that started it all. But that's not what's going on now. We have a lot of world crises going on right now. We have people,
Scary ones.
yes, people going against people. It's just never ending. And so you kind of think, okay, I want to talk about things that's going to get people off that topic, and that's what we're going to do tonight. And we have Lala Bright and Dr. Bob McGwier, and have them on the show before. And they are a UFO paranormal power couple, we call them. And they're going to show you a bunch of pictures, and they've been studying this phenomena for some time. And it's actually they've been, and actually Lala has psychic and medium experiences and powers that she uses. She does readings. She works on the other side of empath and psychic. And then, of course, Dr. Bob, he works in the scientific area. He's affiliated faculty, Virginia Tech professor. He's also, I guess I'm reading this small print here, Dr. Bob. I should I should have gotten a larger print again. I'm always doing that. But no, but Dr. Bob, he's been involved in outfitted a few homes with technology to enable Lala to, in addition to be documented and show. He does the technical stuff, and Lala brings in, I guess
Mhm.
she brings in these entities and these beings and also paranormal things. And Dr. Bob does all the technical work, and that's what most of his job has been. They are truly a power couple, bonded first through Lala reading Bob's deceased mother. She did a reading, and I think she just got done with one a while ago, and it kind of wore out. And Bob served in the U.S. intel community for 27 years, and there's some things he won't talk about. That's I don't even talk about either. I get into enough trouble getting into that stuff. But he's been years as a scientist, 27 years as a scientist, and was chief scientist of Hume, I guess Hume Center for National Security and Technology at Virginia Tech for 11 years before he retired. And he got into the UFO paranormal as an avocation. He's been studying that and doing quite well at it. Matter of fact, a lot of the pictures he's been coming up with, and he's going to show you some. So he's been in applied mathematics, engineering, and quantum theory. So quantum theory is really important into this stuff. And he's been in the UAP thing. He's in the Scientific Coalition for UAP Studies. And his pictures and Lala's pictures are on google.com, OneDrive / folders. And then it's DWYWYE. It's DWYWYE. Those are from my last notes. And because I've had you on this I think it was April we had you on. And I'm glad to have you back. And I've been waiting to do this. And I don't want to have my guests back too quick because I want to give them a chance to get some new material.
We definitely got new stuff.
You got some new stuff. We want you guys to show it. All right. Let's start ladies first. Lala, would you tell us a little bit about yourself real quick and we'll go to Dr. Bob.
I am a psychic medium. I speak to people who have passed. I speak to other beings, aliens. I help people connect to people they lost. And I help people kind of heal when they've been abducted. I kind of validate what they went through. I can tell them certain scars they have on their body that they don't know why. I tell them where they are, and because a lot of people want to say it wasn't real or because they feel crazy. So I can see what happens and it helps them. And it's quite a few people that have actually gone through this, which I'm surprised about. And Bob and I got together, and I mean, the beings are happy we're together because they just every single night.
Every night.
Yeah, and sometimes during the day, actually.
We're looking for more daytime stuff.
It's crazy.
Actually, the picture in behind you, your backdrop, is actually a real picture.
That's correct. We were in my truck, our truck, and we were out in a big field because we live in a community that's surrounded by woods for over a mile before you get to a road in any direction.
Right.
Okay, so we were out in one of the fields before you get to the road, and we were sitting in the truck, and stuff started coming over. And this thing here that Lala took a picture of, you could see it with your naked eye because this is a natural light photo taken by her iPhone 14 without a flash.
Mm-hmm.
And then these things flew right over the truck.
We have a video of a portal opening up in our backyard.
Oh yeah, and all sorts of other stuff. We did the craft that we're going to show tonight. Right. They're showing up every night.
All right, let's break there and then go back to you, Dr. Bob, and tell us a little bit about yourself. I probably didn't get everything in there.
You're good. So I spent 27. I got a PhD in applied mathematics with minors in electrical engineering and quantum physics and computer science from Brown University. And then I went into 27 years of work for the intelligence community. I retired, still work for the intelligence community, but as a contractor at Virginia Tech, working as a professor. And my job was to train young people to do science and engineering and show them the ropes of working in the intelligence community, hire them to do work for the intelligence community, get them a security clearance, and then they would leave school without debt and money in their pocket. And then they would go to work for the intel community, see how cool it was, and continue working there. So that the debt that kids are taking on now to go to college is a big detriment to people working for the government, because in the first year you're not paid very well. Yeah. Okay, so and we did really well. Where the Hume Center is now the Virginia Tech National Institute Institute for National Security. And it is the largest funded research center at Virginia Tech now. It became that just before my partner and I left. He went and became a big time senior vice president at MITRE, and I retired and started dealing with the outcome of me starting 2 companies and doing this other stuff that happened. Right. So, which included me visiting Chris Bledsoe and becoming a regular experiencer, because all of his stuff followed me home. And I am the last event in Chris's book, UFO of God, which is a big time seller on Amazon. And then Lala and I met. She did the reading. We got together. We had strange stuff and then happen in the house. I put up cameras. And here we are. We've been taking pictures and photos and videos of stuff, testing stuff with electronic equipment, and we're just adding to our toy list to see what else we can detect.
Right.
And
No,
Lala's been doing readings and working with cold case stuff. So we've just been really busy.
yeah, I know. I can tell by, that both of you work together. And Bob, adding something in here. I've been seeing where the US is thinking about drafting people and they're looking for senior people. So they might draft you, Dr. Bob, with your background. They're looking for people in your background. And,
Can I tell you,
yeah.
it is good to be 70 because I'm too old.
Well, they're talking about drafting senior citizens, though. They're
Oh,
talking.
whatever. If they want me to do some work, I'm happy to do some work.
You can do it.
69. 69.
I'll be 70 in March.
Okay, but you have a base close to you where you can probably work and then come home.
Oh, yeah.
But no,
Yes.
they're looking for people. I saw the ads in the reels and in the Facebook reels. They're putting ads out there. It says no matter how old you are, bring you what they want to do is have the seniors work jobs, desk jobs or whatever to free up the other soldiers so they can do, the battle work like I did when I was in the military. I was in combat, but no, but you two do work together, and I can tell by the pictures and the computer work that you do is fascinating. I wish I was as techy as you, Dr. Bob, really. But also, I noticed that when Lala handles the camera, she gets those shots. So they're coming to her. They're showing her.
Oh, they're definitely coming to her. I have no doubt about it. If I have them out with the camera on occasion, I get a little something. But if she comes out there and talks to them in her head and her heart and etc., they come in a flood. They're definitely coming to talk to her.
She's a magnet. Yeah.
Yep. She's got a beacon and they see it.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, where we want to start? I know that you have some new stuff, and I can't remember everything, pictures that you showed, but you said you have. I also had on the show where a Blue Angel jet, these jets that fly in formation, they do shows. They actually captured a portal coming in,
Wow.
a round tube, looked like a cloud, but it's like a little tornado come in, and then what came out of it were dragons, the little things.
Wow.
Wow.
And they come out first. Actually, they come out and they watch for dangers for the bigger craft. They're actually some kind of a escort for these bigger craft. And
Huh.
this
Wow, that's
crab
neat.
popped right out and come out and went right below the jet. And he had a camera on his helmet and he filmed this. So if you get a chance to watch that, Dr. Shipe, Robert Shipe, it's a show I just released it a day or two ago. And you can see that. You can see that during that show. But you guys say you have a portal that you have in the backyard, and I'm very interested in seeing that. Well, let's start off with what is some of the newest stuff and the most fascinating stuff that you ran into.
Okay, so we're going to show pictures of craft,
Okay.
orbs, and entities because we have it all.
But also the newest one is some type of ship that flashes us.
Yes.
We were told it hadn't been around in like a couple weeks. He was out of state. I was in the house here, and we were like, I wonder where it is. I kid you not, the thing flashed us. I don't know, it heard us. It's strange.
Yeah. It heard us talking, and then it started doing it. So what happens is we have these automatic security cameras, and so the flash will trigger the camera.
Mhm.
And when we look at the frame that the flash is in, and we zoom it, and you can see a structured craft. So all of these structured craft are a frame and a video we've taken around our house, every single one of them.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right, so let me go ahead and share.
Go ahead and share and show us and narrate what you're talking about. And both of you jump in anytime and I'll.
Okay, so why don't you tell them how you got this?
So it picks up as a video. I scan all the videos at night, and when I see a flash that looks odd, or my intuition says, hey, look at this, I'll zoom in on it. And that's how I find a lot of the things, because there's hours and hours of video. But there's always that something that's like, click on this one, and it leads me to it. But they hide very well, but they're all over the place. They really are.
And the ones, most of the ones I'm going to show you, I'll tell you when it's different. They are not close to us. They are way up in the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what kind of camera? Is it an infrared camera or is
It is infrared, but these are not being illuminated by the infrared camera because they're way too far away.
You turned off the one.
I turned off for a bunch of these. The infrared is turned off.
Yeah,
right?
because we were picking up too much.
We were picking up too many bugs, so we
Yeah.
turned it off so it wouldn't pick up the close by bugs.
Okay. But that does look like a craft of some kind. It looks like
It is. We don't have a clue what it is, but I mean, you can see these elements here, and you just zoom in, you can see these structural elements. And this thing is several hundred pixels.
Mhm.
So it's out of the full frame. It's not that many pixels, and it's a little rough, but it's definitely a structured craft. It's not like a flying saucer, but it's a craft.
Right. And it's way out there, you're saying.
But it's way out there.
Yeah.
Now this one is really way out there.
Oh.
So this is the first one we got where we really jumped up and down and knew we really had something. So why don't you talk through it?
So I talk to them. And I say, can you please, I want to know more about you. I want to know what you look like. This and that. And sometimes it's instant, sometimes it takes a week, But this showed up and it was amazing. And they can feel your energy, And I said, I want to know more about you. What is this? And it showed up, a month later, a different angle.
Which the next
Same
picture is
thing.
the one that showed up a week later. But the things I want people to notice.
Mhm.
This right here is clearly illuminated. And you can see back here behind, that's clearly shadow. And so it gets darker as you go from front to back. So what this was taken around midnight.
And the ball of light.
Yeah, and you've got a ball of light down here. But right now I'm going to talk about this is taken around midnight. Our skies are dark. The sun is not visible. For this to be illuminated by the sun, it has to be way above the earth.
Mhm.
Hey,
So this is way up there.
Dr. Bob, can you determine the size of this from the distance?
Approximately. Yeah. So it's several hundred kilometers away.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So
Like as big as a mall.
It's huge. It's like a parking deck,
Mhm.
kind of huge. And you can see this light here. And then the other thing I want people to notice is there's a triangle craft right next to it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right there.
See that. I was going to ask about those. Yeah.
That's a triangle craft right next to it.
Mhm.
Okay,
Actually, I talked to this one scientist, and those lights that are their propulsion systems, and
Yeah.
not
Oh, yeah.
necessarily lights. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, but that's definitely a triangle craft because it was moving.
Mhm.
All right. So, and this is it, but come back. So this is this thing here rotated around the z-axis toward us. So this is now toward us. There's the light we were looking at on the bottom before, and here's the big humps. And anyway, so this is it looking on the front big side. Now, I don't know what this stuff is here, but this is the craft. And you can just see structure in it. I think there looks like two entities right there, but it's not resolved enough for me to tell.
Right.
It's just, but you can see structure in this, and this again is way out there.
Do you think that NASA is hiding a lot of this from us, and they see this stuff themselves?
So let me tell you, I went to a meeting, a MUFON meeting in Virginia, and the deputy director of Space Force came. He saw these two photos, and he climbed all over me to send them to him. He was really interested.
Really?
Yeah. Of course, he never told me what they were, but anyway, he definitely wanted them. Can you remember anything about this night you took this? This was quite a while ago.
Nah, I was talking to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and let her tell you about this one.
Yeah, you mentioned a parking lot, and that's kind of like a mothership that
Mhm.
actually has these smaller ships that come in and I guess they go in and they store them in there in a hangar type thing.
Thing is huge too. It's huge.
Okay,
It's
here's a cross thing. Isn't this
Yeah.
the cross that who was that big powerful leader back 1500 years ago that he conquered a lot of places, and he turned Christian after he saw the cross in the air and he was in a battle. Was that Constantine?
But the Emperor Constantine turned the Roman Empire Christian, but mostly it was at the insistence of his mother
Yeah,
after he saw the cross.
right.
She went to Jerusalem and got a piece of the cross.
Yeah. And this looks like a cross, right?
Mhm.
That's exactly what Lala was talking about when she saw it.
Yeah, that showed up also on another night. It was amazing. And I knew that, okay, there's more to religion than what we realize.
Mhm.
Um, and I mean, it's beautiful. It really is. I don't know who they are. I would love to know if these are different species and each different shaped craft. Um, but they want us to see this,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're telling us. In my opinion, they're giving us little hints. You
Right.
know.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
And again, we have the lit side, and back here is a little bit darker. So this is more in the shadow. So this thing is way up there, Dave, because this is late at night. The sun is down. The only way it can be illuminated is to be way up in the sky above the atmosphere and in the sunlight.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
think of this as the moon, if you will. It's reflecting sunlight back to us.
Lala, can you remember what you were thinking when this come about? Were you really thinking about the God or religion?
So honestly, when I talk to them, I I'm grieving, right? I lost my whole family, and this whole year I've kind of been saying, like, can you guys just get me out of my head and let me see you? You know, can you cheer me up? And they do, and or I want to know about life, or where are you from? Where do we go? And they show me different things on different nights. But it's really kind of like a healing process, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does make a lot of sense. We've all lost people that we've loved, and it takes a lot out of you. And that's what part of life is all about, I guess. Until the end, until we go across and go to a higher dimension, whatever. But
Yep.
yeah, that's true, one way or the other. You got something else for us, or did you want?
Quite a bit of stuff. Let's just keep going so we get through it all.
Sure.
Okay. So this I'm showing this. This is a rough one. It's not very good. There's some structure to it, and right here you can notice a hole.
That
Right.
came back another night too.
And the reason I got it up here is because the next one looks a whole lot better. Because
Okay.
this is it came back 2 or 3
Okay.
weeks later.
Yeah.
And now you can really see the hole. So this was the top of the other one. You can just barely see that hole.
Okay.
But these things regularly come back multiple times.
Mhm.
And now we're getting into the serious comeback.
Yeah.
The next ones. Do you have a question?
No, that actually looks like a ship, like a
Oh,
ship,
yeah.
like a chevron.
Oh,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely some kind of ship.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're getting into the ones now which come now all the time. So this is the best one of these.
Okay.
And so this was taken.
That's the flasher.
This is a flash that happened in our front yard over the top of the person across the street's house. This was in a video, and when it flashed, we looked at that frame and saw this.
Right.
And now since we've seen this thing comes back all the time. It's just a little more distorted in the next one, but I'm just going to go through a sequence of it.
And it hides.
It
sometimes.
hides, and
Yeah.
these new ones.
I see a little cross in there.
Oh yeah, there's a little something
Yeah.
there. I don't quite know what it is, but this is
Yeah.
illuminated. This is
Yeah,
illuminated. This
yeah.
has no flash on it.
Those are propulsion systems, like I said, the lights.
Oh, I believe you.
What they do is they shoot the propulsion at you, and they blink that at you instead of their lights. They don't. Somebody said the other day, why would a UFO need headlights? So that explains it. Their propulsion systems. Yeah.
Then Lala got an inspiration.
Yeah.
She got this inspiration. I have this massive flash for my regular big Canon camera. So she started flashing the flash, and this security camera would pick these things up when the flash reflected off of them. So the rest of these are a little bit over illuminated, but in every one of them, the camera is running because we've initiated. She does the flash, and we see the crowd.
But then we do a flash like a second later, and disappears.
It's gone.
It's almost like, here we go.
I went hello again because you can see it's the same thing, but
Yeah.
this time she's done it with a flash. It's just a little worse. You can see the same stuff out front and the reflecting piece here. Maybe they've got the drive turned up higher. I don't know what it is, but anyway, it came again. And then the rest of these are just every one of these. She's using that big strobe flash to take these pictures, and it's being caught. Let me zoom in a little bit.
The metallic of the ship.
Yeah.
You can just see the metal parts of the ship, but this is fairly low resolution.
The ships can shapeshift too, just like
And look, I mean, you
Really?
can see this is the same one. You can see that spindle and that reflecting plate, just
Right.
like the other. And this is a completely different picture from the time before. This one she did with the flash.
right.
I didn't know they could shapeshift.
They
Well, the
UFOs can
field,
actually
the drive field distorts the
Yeah.
view of them. And again, just let me zoom in because every one of these is the same thing. It's just come back different days. Now, this one is, we have, I want people to go to our repository because there's a video and then a spring grab where you can just barely see this, and this is zoomed in. This craft was pretty neat. It was a big flash across the neighbor's house in the back. And then talk about finding it.
Oh my God, I don't remember.
Okay, anyway, it was over the,
There's so many.
we have these trees that illuminate all the time for some weird reason.
right.
And so she was looking over there and she noticed this flash. She grabbed the flame that had the flash in it, zoomed in, and there this craft was.
Okay, but with this one, we didn't see it, but in the video, the camera behind us picked up, they lit up the tree in front of us. Okay, there's like 5 trees. It lit up the middle one from top to bottom.
Yep.
It
Yeah.
was amazing.
It was actually taking a botanical sample, I guess, maybe.
Scan or something.
Yeah.
These
Oh,
things
wow.
light up the trees and the roofs behind us all the time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the one before. So I got these kind of backwards. This is the frame where she saw this and then zoomed in on it and got this.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's got the same
And there's the tree that's lit up
oh,
right
wow.
there. Okay, they talk about this one.
That was during the day. We usually get them at night, but it just bloop in the video. And I think a couple days prior, there was another one during the day, and it had the light energy ball that you're talking about.
Well,
But
in the daytime, I know the sun can reflect off of the metallic things and give you this type of light. In the daytime, they can confuse you. It may not be a propulsion system. It might just be the sun reflecting off a metallic craft.
yeah,
Is that right, Dr. Bob? I mean,
Yeah, that, and I think this thing has a distortion field around it from its drive being operated because it's not very high resolution, but you can see these light streaks. So it's metal or it's illuminated or whatever. I thought this was a really neat photo, and I just wish it were higher
but
resolution.
the other one had a tiny bit of purple on the ship, which I've never seen.
And a great big light bulb.
Yeah.
oh, yeah, they can. I think what distorts them, like Dr. Bob said, is the when they move in speed and time. Also, that they're surrounded by some force field or some kind of gravity field that propels them through. I guess back to where they come from, whatever, into another dimension. And these things are coming in portals from other dimensions and popping
Well,
in.
we're going to show you a portal with the craft arriving in a picture in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, so this is another one of these things where she got a flash, found the frame and zoomed in. Who knows what this is? I mean, you could just see structure all over the craft, and all I did was brighten it a little bit, so you could see it easily.
It does look like a elongated structure, but it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell.
I guess, I have no idea. All I know is it's flying in the sky and it ain't close to
Up
the
by the
house.
stars. Yeah.
It's up by the stars.
The shadowy stuff that's around it, the little gray or darker gray stuff, that could be kind of like a force field or some.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. That could be just distorting it. But most of these things are shaped like pixels. I just think this is low resolution because there's not many pixels in it.
And what kind of camera are you taking that shot with?
Sure, same security camera.
Okay.
I'm about to upgrade those security cameras.
Mm.
Oh, let me zoom this because this one's interesting. There you go.
Okay. That looks like that Amaui or whatever it's called.
It looks like a Muamua. It
Oh,
does.
yeah.
Yeah, that was recent.
Last week or 2 weeks ago.
We've been getting different. So they go and for a few months will be the same, and then after that they'll change shape for a few months, or they'll do like they'll light up the roof for a couple months and then they'll stop for a couple months and then they'll start up. I don't know why they do that, but this is a new one.
Yeah. Now this does look like what you said, Maui. Is that what you
A
call
Muamua.
Muamua? Now this they said Muamua was making another pass through our galaxy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's what I thought they were talking about here last week or two. And this picture, it could be invisible. They can go invisible too and travel near us. This picture might be of interest to NASA, Dr. Bob.
Might be. But anyway, it's a single flash.
No?
We look at the frame, zoom in and see these craft. It's kind of weird how they do that.
Mhm.
And here, this looks like some kind of bird to me, but anyway, I don't know what it is. This is a craft up in the sky that we make out of a flash.
Mm.
It's really weird.
Wow.
Okay, now we've leaving the craft. Oh, sorry, and we're going to the entities. All right, let's let the bottom drift away here.
Now, you guys not only into research with UFOs and everything, Dr. Bob and Lala, you also get involved in entities and things that have been in your house. And I know you're going to get to that and talk about that.
Right now.
Too,
Okay, so see these 3 stars right here, Dave?
Yeah.
That's the belt of Orion. There's the dagger of Orion. There's the foot, and one of the arms, and the other one's up here behind the house. So that's the constellation Orion. So that gives you a scale. And this is the front of our house, and this thing is standing on our lawn.
And it's got a mist around it.
And it's got a mist all around
shouldn't be
it
there.
that's not visible to the naked eye.
Mhm.
The mist is not visible to the naked eye.
Hmm.
Okay, so anyway, we got this, and this thing is not short. It is very tall, given the perspective and where I know the camera is.
Right.
And this thing, we have a video, it walked right up through the front door. And then what happened?
I woke up with a triangle bruise the next morning on my forearm, and it was very dark. I didn't hit it. It shouldn't have been there. But it went away pretty quickly, which is strange because I don't bruise much on my upper body. I bruise easy on my legs and stuff, but I hardly get bruises here. So that's why I was weird too. But if I do get a bruise, it's going to be there for months. That's just how I am. But this went away in like 3 days.
And I slept 3.5 hours longer than I usually do.
Mhm.
Yeah. They wear you out. I have felt that exhaustion myself.
I don't know whether they just kept me out so they could have a long time with her or whatever. But it just it was all messed up, and she had that bruise, and we discovered it the next morning.
It's not.
So we believe this is the entity that abducted.
Now, the entity you're talking about is right in the middle of the frame.
Right here.
A lot of people are going to be asking where, right there. Okay.
Right there. That's the entity.
Like-
And we saw it walk right through the front door.
Right. Oh. Yeah, that I guess that fog around it must be the cloaking.
Mhm.
Cloaking or portal or whatever, because that is not there to the naked eye.
Yeah.
And the same thing's going to happen with one coming up later. You'll see this later better in a minute.
All right.
Okay, so this is a big blob orb in the backyard, and you can see 2 eyes and a mouth right there. I don't know what this entity is.
That has to be huge. It looks like the orbs that you see inside a house. I got a number that kind of looks like that, and it's kind of got a face on it. but it's inside the house, and it looks like to be only about 5 or 6 inches
I mean,
wide.
this is with the two eyes and all this. It just looks like an ugly guy to me. But anyway, they don't bother us, so we think they're nice and like us. They don't ever hurt us. The only thing they've done, and this is the house behind us that we see illumination on that roof all the time,
And a craft over it.
and a craft over it, and a portal over it. Yeah. Okay. So here we go. So we're out. So this is off our back deck, and this is the neighbor behind us.
Okay.
So we're standing out there wanting to see stuff. And I got the big camera, and Lala says, "What do you say? What did you say?
No.
Give me the camera. I feel something."
Oh, yeah.
So she took the camera. She didn't point it at the sky. She pointed it out at the backyard, like at that deck or below. So you had it pointed toward the grass. And this was in the picture.
Yeah, they're telepathically talking to you, Lala.
They're definitely. And so all the smoke, not there. There was no smoke, no fog, no nothing. And then this thing with a great big bulbous head and the two black eyes and the nose and the mouth was right in the center of this picture. And the next day, they did talk to her.
Wow.
In her head.
Mm-hmm. And this picture was taken outside or in the sky?
This thing is 6 feet in front of us.
Oh.
And that orb up top right shouldn't be there. It should just
because
be
I mean that's
grass.
down below those trees in that house are behind this. But notice you can't even see them because they've been blocked by whatever this is.
Mm-hmm. Those are dimensional beings, I guess.
I guess, and I guess this is the peeking through a portal or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, this picture is astounding to me.
It was nice.
And then she heard this buzzing bee in her head, and pretty soon they coalesced and turned into a big booming voice.
What's the next one?
Close to the end. Okay. So we go out to park. This is the park near our house, and we go out all the time, just sit out there, and if it's a nice night in the sky, and look for stuff, and we can see this stuff, and we just started taking these pictures. And here's one, there's 2 or 3 more back here, and these orbs just flit through.
Well, that's too big to be a bug.
Oh, it's not a bug. This is an orb.
Oh yeah. Well,
and look at this street. This is too far away to be a bug.
Yeah, what I'm saying is what people are going to say.
Yeah.
This is too big.
Well, the flash is that can't be a bug. The flash is under a 60th of a second.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's very short. So you can't get. It'd have to be the fastest moving bug ever to make that.
Right.
And so we're sitting in our truck. This is the opposite end of our land where we're sitting now, where we got the cryptids we showed earlier. And the ground all around the truck illuminates. I stick my phone out the door and go click. And this was what was in the picture. This thing here and this thing back here.
Are they traveling really fast, you think?
These were not traveling very fast because the ground was illuminated all around the truck. I could see the light all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
This thing is at least 40 feet across. It's huge.
Yeah, it looks like it's moving because it's leaving a trail behind it, Dr. Bob.
I think all of them are moving fairly quickly, but this thing was huge.
Yeah.
And these are the trees out near the golf course near us.
Yeah.
And then we would stop near a graveyard, and Lala took these. And you can see whatever entities, whatever these are, out over these graves.
That looks like that painting of that famous artist, with the, what was his name? I'm drawing a blank, but he did this painting. It was Starry, Starry Nights.
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh. And it kind of looks like that.
Yep.
Do you think he could have been, maybe he's seen something like that and he just drew it as being, the picture looks kind of weird.
No kidding. Oh, we think it looked weird too. But anyway, I mean, just these graveyards, and this is light coming from the left. So you can see this is naturally illuminated. The light is coming from left to right. And then you got these things in the air.
Oh, so it was dark. Okay, I guess what I want to do is make these skeptics know all the facts. And it was dark, but this was illuminated by those things. And
Yeah, you could see the shadows
Yeah.
of these graves. The
Yeah.
light was way off over here to the left. We're not illuminating it. This is illuminated from something else.
Wow, that's an awful bright light. It looks like almost.
Yeah, it's pretty bright. I don't even remember what it was, but anyway, it's probably a street light.
Street light.
Yep. Okay, so this is a story here. You want to tell
Do you want
about
me
it?
to talk?
Yeah, you do it.
Thanks. So we were all out, and my friend was with me, Michelle. And we said, "Can you show your true self?" Our picture's on the left, the darker one. And we took a picture, and all the spots behind it are the stars, but this appeared on top. And we made it darker so you could see it. But the left dark circle has something coming out of it.
And we're
So
going to show that in the next
these are
picture.
portals. I don't know why some are dark and some are light. But then we posted it online, and then somebody sent us an email, and they said years ago they got something very similar, and they didn't know what it was exactly, but it was nice that they weren't the only ones that got it. I think it's the grid, you know.
And the first thing I noticed was this entity down here with two eyes. There's his little arm. This is something in his hand. This is hand. There's something in his hand. And you could tell this is a little scaly here. So this is part of his body. But look, you can see his little chin and beard, his eyes and nose and mouth. I just couldn't believe this picture when I saw it.
Yeah. Well, I've got a picture similar to the one you have on the with the thing coming out of the portal, but I don't have the heavier, intricate waves in there. It's just the outside that I have in a picture, and it looks like that waveform, and it
Yeah.
was circular, and it was right here in my office that I got that picture.
Okay, we zoomed in on the portal and made it a little brighter. And let me zoom this in because you can see that it's a craft coming through the portal.
Yeah. Okay.
Clear craft.
But it must be huge.
It has to be huge.
And that portal, it looks like it had multiple purposes, like Lala alluded to. A couple of them were dark and a couple of them were lighter openings. So, yeah, we don't know their portal technology, but sometimes we just see a one hole coming and opening. But you have this it's a configuration of circles and loops, maybe.
Right.
Circle within a circle, like in Ezekiel, maybe he saw a portal like that come down. That's what.
I'm telling you, this is just an iPhone pointed at the sky. Go click, and you got that picture.
Yeah.
Amazing. You guys are lucky getting that stuff. I tell you.
I'm telling you, they want us to see it, or we wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
Okay,
being drawn to you guys. Lala is the magnet.
So Lala's been extremely busy lately. That's our last photograph. So she's been extremely busy lately. And I'd like for her to tell you about all the psychic stuff she's been doing, shows she's been on and that stuff, because it's really interesting.
Every other Friday, I and other psychics, like Angela Ford is a psychic that works with us, and she's amazing. We get a cold case from our friend that owns that runs a YouTube channel. Can I say it or no?
Yeah, of course.
Sure.
Is that okay? It's a Grizzly on the Hunt. He's an ex-police officer, and he stumbled upon this world of weird.
No.
But he gives us cold cases, and we each say what we feel to try to help the case. It's interesting because we all end up pretty much saying the same thing. So it's validating. It's sad, the situations, because some are children. But and then every Tuesday I do a show with Grizzly. It's called the Round Table, because I have ADHD, so my brain can handle multiple topics at once. I enjoy it. But we talk about consciousness, aliens, ghosts, whatever's weird, cryptids. So yeah, we have a case coming up that tomorrow. It's a police officer that got murdered. And sometimes it's scary because, this is very, it definitely wasn't innocent. I feel like it was
Oh,
definitely,
it was a first degree murder.
and I feel it was I feel it was other police officers, which, you know, it's, it, it's dark. It really
It was
is.
staged. An obstruction was put in his path. They had to know he was going to be there. He was in his cruiser headed home, and he stopped to get out to move the obstruction, and they blew him away with a shotgun.
And what do you mean by an obstruction in the road? Like
Yeah, they dropped a
Tree.
tree in the road.
Yeah.
tree. Okay.
And he went out to pick up the tree, and they shot him with a shotgun 3 times.
Oh. I ran into a couple of obstructions over in St. Louis.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, right in the highway, and I just barely had enough second or two to turn around them. I wanted to ask you, Lala, when you get these psychic messages,
Mhm.
how do you feel? Does your body heat up? Do you close your eyes and you see things? How does the message? How do the messages come to you?
So sometimes I get overheated, I guess. A lot of times it's very emotional. So I'll get sad, or I'll feel physical things, like I'll feel pain certain spots that they're trying to show me. They show me images and I decode it. Sometimes they say words or names. Um, it all depends on the severity. If it's very important, they'll speak,
Yeah.
but it has to be an extreme situation. Um, I mean, they'll say names, but I'm talking about a whole sentence. It's an emergency if they're saying a whole sentence. But they just show me pictures. I try not to feel as much. I used to get very, very sick afterwards, but now I just get really tired. But I'm working on that. So
That and these things.
Yeah. When you get a certain amount of energy, I don't care if it's ET or psychic energy, it does wear you up. It drains you of your energy, your own body energy. Yeah.
right.
She is an unbelievable dowser.
Anybody can do that, by the way. You just hold the rods and answer yes or no. It's not like a Ouija board. It's your energy and the help of energies around.
Can
But
you find oil and diamonds?
I should try. They help me find if I lose keys or something.
If she regularly finds stuff in the house, we don't have a clue where it is.
Yeah.
Well, you can go to Arkansas, that one park there, and you can take those dowsing rods and find diamonds there. They let you.
I'll try it.
Yeah, they let them hunt you. Hunt it free.
Wait,
So
where?
Arkansas. It's in the western part of Arkansas. I can't think of the name of it, but it's a park, and you can go there and camp outside of the area. And what they do is they take a tractor or whatever and grade it over every
Okay.
day, and they try to open up the soil so diamonds might be exposed. There's been people that's found some pretty big diamonds there, and the state doesn't charge you. They just charge you for doing it, not much, and you can
Wow.
rent some of the equipment like shovel or whatever, and you can go there and hunt for diamonds. A lot of people's found some big diamonds. You might be lucky, Lala.
I would love that.
Yeah. Yeah,
I should.
yeah. But
Maybe we should go to the Ozark UFO conference and then go over there.
yeah, you could do that. Yeah, I think it'd be about a 2-hour drive from Eureka Springs. That's what you're talking about. I've been to that conference several times. It's been very, very interesting. Met a lot of people there, a lot of talking heads, of course, and we've had after parties and things of that nature. So yeah, very interesting. Yeah, you guys are to do that. You're to do a 2 or 3 day thing there at the conference, and then jump over a couple hours to the west to that park.
I always wanted to go meet Dolores Cannon. Of course, she's gone now.
Yeah, she is. Yeah. Yeah, she was. I met her one year. I was back in 2010, 2011, 2012, somewhere in there. I met her one of those years she was there. I think it was 2012. And because actually the UFO conference, for people who know about Eureka Springs, it actually kind of took a change in 2011, 2012, where it was, you had about 2/3 of it was UFOs and ETs, but the other third was coming into this new age stuff, and also psychic and the empaths, and Dolores Cannon brought some of that in. But if you listen to her shows or videos that she made, she gets into a lot of ET stuff. And a lot of people were saying, well, what is she doing there, because she's not into ETs? And yes, she is.
Right.
I've been listening to her talk about ETs. But when you two have had some household guests, I've had household guests myself. Could you tell us about maybe the latest guest that you've had in your house?
With the orbs.
Anything, all the thumps, the bumps, the orbs, whatever.
So we, over our bed, the orbs come out a lot right over the headboard. So we think that's like a little portal. We've never seen a portal there, but they just fly out of there. We used to have a black mist flying around, but I had a little funny feeling about that, so I saged, and that hasn't come back. But it's been pretty calm lately. They go in shifts, like I said, so they'll take off a couple weeks and then they'll ramp it up and come back. I maybe it's to give us a break. I don't know, because I do get addicted to it. So
Let me ask you a couple of questions, Lala, since I've had some paranormal things happen, and this will be, you build it into part of the show. When you hear knocks, like 3 knocks, 2 knocks, 1 knock, what does that mean?
This is what I heard. I heard 3 knocks is not good.
That's what
Yeah. But if you hear a knock and you have a good feeling, I think it's just them saying hello. I've had them knock at me before, and it was just the way they chose to use their energy to get your attention.
So when we first moved in here, we would hear these knocks. Things would get knocked over, moved around. And that's when I got a security camera. That was our first security camera. And we got a clear cut EVP from her deceased boyfriend. So, I mean, it was just, and she identified the voice, and it said a name that we all knew. So,
he said our son's name. He named our son Xander, which is a wonderful name. And that's the name that was in the audio.
And it was clear. It was
Very
a totally intoned voice. It wasn't a raspy whisper. You could hear the voice.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to technical items like electronic items. When they mess with them, like I have a TV in my bedroom, and we leave it on sleepy time music all night, and the wife likes to cover the screen, block out the light. But in the morning, about 7:20 every morning, it'll go from cable channel 740, 942 down to 48. It goes back to the news station. And we don't even, sometimes we're not watching the news station before we change it to this 942. It does it automatically. It's 7:20 almost every morning. So I have to, if I'm still sleeping in a little bit, and we don't go to bed to 1. So I change it back. I reach over and I'm tired. Why does it always do this? So I change it back over to sleepy music. But what do you think's doing that, Lala?
I mean, you could look, maybe the numbers are significant. You could look up what that number means. A lot of times they do, people call them angel numbers.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're trying to show you something on the news to look out for. I believe in numbers. I'm big in that. They show me the number 59 and 69 constantly. And 69 is to watch out, caution. 59 is you're either reassurance or they're with me, to the point where it's weird. Like a bus will drive by and then a car will cut me off with 59, and then I'll buy something for I went to the grocery store, it's 59, just odd stuff, and it started after my family passed. It never did it before.
Right. I had the same thing when my brother passed away in 2016. He was always a fun-loving brother. He's the one who knocked on the bathroom door at my mom's house. He knocked 3 times. I know it was him, because that's what he usually does. And I had chills go up my spine. And I asked my other brothers that was there visiting my mom. I said, "Did any of you guys knock on the door?" And they said, "No, nobody's been around there." So I thought it was my playful brother who passed away,
Yeah.
Mick, a great guy. I thought it was him playing around and knocking on the door. So I've had those little things and numbers, synchronicities. What is the best channel or best? You said numbers. It means something. What is the what's the most credible site or channel that you can go to find out those numbers? Do you have any?
Honestly, if you go on Google and put angel number 48,
No.
it'll all pop up and they all say the same thing. So they all have the same information. Um, you don't have to click on it, it'll just pop up, you know.
Do
And
you
whatever resonates with you is what I would go with. That's what I do.
do you trust those numbers? I mean, have you validated a lot of these numbers?
I know that sometimes the message online is a little off, but I'll get the hint of what the spirit's trying to say to me. So it's just like a little nudge of, okay, this is what we're trying to say. Or hey, keep doing this. Keep going this path, this direction. A lot of people see 1111, you
Right.
know. I just think it's a nudge in the right direction. To show that you're not alone and that you're doing the right thing or they're comforting you. It all depends on the situation, but I think it's a good thing. It's positive.
Right.
I
Well,
wanna,
you guys
I wanna,
mentioned that obstacle a while ago with that cop, and I've had two obstacles in within a 3 week time over in St. Louis on the highway. One
wow.
was a metal bench, kind of like an outdoor bench, right in the middle of my path. I had
Mhm.
to swerve around. It was rush hour, and there was a lot of traffic. I had to swerve around real quick. There's a little hole between a tractor trailer and a car to my left, so I had to take a jump out real quick.
Oh my
And
gosh.
then I had a big stones, concrete stones in my path just last Friday. And I had to turn from them real quick, but it wasn't that much traffic. So I had some room to go around. And if I would have ran over them, they would have tore my car up completely
Right.
underneath. They would have ruined it. So what do you think that means? To me, it scares me that how come it happened twice? If it happens 3 times, it's not a coincidence.
Right. I will be very, very, very cautious
Mm-hmm.
in general while you're driving.
Yeah.
Um,
I've gotten a little afraid of
I,
what's next,
I don't feel you being hurt at all. I just, because you kind of have somebody with you all the time getting you out of trouble.
They are.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I've
But
actually had psychics tell me that there is a shadow that follows me. They've seen that. So yeah, and that's what I guess it all started with the ET stuff. And with you, Lala, what's started you out in all this? I know it was
me-
your family passing away, you lost your loved ones that started you
yeah,
feeling this stuff. But is that what really catapulted you into being a psychic and empath?
I was born psychic and I was born being visited by aliens. I have a chip in my leg from
Oh,
them.
right.
Um, but I was always, so my dad was very into it. He was psychic and he was followed by aliens too, but he didn't talk about that part. But my mom was very much normal. So I tried to please everybody and I kind of drifted away from it, you know? And then when my mom, dad, and my son's father passed away, all around the same time, pretty much, um, I remember I didn't have anybody to go to at all. And
Was it your left leg you got the implant?
yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's usually the left. I had
I
mine
didn't
in the
know
left.
that.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. That's what I don't know if you know of what let's see, Grant Cameron,
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
and also Errol Sims. They talk about that a lot of the implants are on the left side.
I wonder
And
why.
I think I have an implant on my
Oh,
thumb
shit.
here, and a doctor's going to see that in about 2 or 3 weeks. It's right there. It's kind of solid, but I had it in my leg, and I had one in my left, testicle, and I took it out when I was only 14. So they're always,
You took it out?
yeah,
Oh, wow.
it was a red line cut and I felt a little lump. I was only 14, so I didn't know what's going on.
Oh,
I felt the lump, and I saw the red line, and I pushed that lump out of that little red line. Now I know it is a laser cut. I pushed it out.
okay.
It looked like a little Advil tablet, and it was ash color.
Right.
It turned darker brown as I had it out in the air. It was actually dissolving when I had it out in the air. I showed it to my mom, and she goes, "Oh, that's an ingrown hair." And I said, "No, it's not, Mom." And she goes, "Throw it away." I said, "Mom," I said, there was a line cut that I took
Right.
it out of. It didn't bleed." I said, I pushed it back out of the red line, and she looked at me. She didn't know what to say. She was stunned, and she said, "Throw it away." But back then, we
She's
didn't.
probably scared. Yeah.
Yeah, she's probably scared because she believed in flying saucers that I found out later on that her family saw them too. So that's why
Right.
she's a little afraid. But it's not about me. What's going on here? Bob, you were wanting to get involved in something. You were going to show something or do something.
You
Yeah,
can show
yeah,
the
yes.
orange ones,
Yes.
just not their original one.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, no. I'm going to show. I've been doing artificial intelligence photos, and I did one for Lala. And let me show it. I'll bring it up here, and then
I'm trying to get freebie readings out of Lala.
there you go. I don't blame you.
You can definitely.
That's why I mentioned a couple of these incidents and what's going on. I wanted your read on it.
Message me and send me a picture of your eyes close up, no glasses on, and I'll tell you what
Okay.
I feel.
Okay.
And make sure it's by a light or sunlight so I can see.
All right, let's let her talk through this.
All right.
Can you see the orange orbs?
Oh yes, definitely.
Okay, well, that guy with the white shirt, that was my dad. We were outside at night and my parents' home in Florida. I was visiting. I was taking out the trash with him, and me and him were best friends, and he was totally into all this. But all of a sudden I saw one at a time, these huge orange orbs appeared in the shape of a V over the house. And I go, Dad, do you see that? And he looks right up at him. And robotically, he goes, no. And then he turns around, walks in the house, and doesn't come out. That's not like him. He always helped me. He never left me like that.
Mhm.
And because he would have been like, oh, wow, look at that. And I looked back up at him when he went in the house. I looked back up at the orbs, and one by one, they went away. And I don't remember going in the house. I don't remember finishing the trash. We never talked about it either, which was weird. Um, I never knew who they were, but I know after that's when my family started passing away. So I mean, I'm not blaming them. I'm just saying it's a weird quidinky dink that
Yeah.
that happened.
Okay, now you can see the sun kind of shining on the tops of some of them, and
So this was at night though.
Yeah, this is artificial intelligence art.
Yeah.
oh,
So
Oh.
this is not the actual photo.
okay, all right.
So two people from MUFON are helping me.
Earl Grey.
Earl Grey and Richard.
Yeah, Earl Gray's great. I had him on the show a few months ago. He's a great guy.
He's a superb guy.
Mm.
He's really helping her write down some of her cases, and one of his investigators is looking into
Yeah,
it.
Richard. He is an ex-police officer from Long Island, like my mom, which is cool. And he lived in Florida, so there's all these good signs. But I had a good feeling about them because normally I don't really talk about some of the things I went through. But so he asked for me to draw some of the stuff, but he's so good at this, he's helping me get pictures of what I experienced.
I wish I was techie as Dr. Bob is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it looks perfect, honestly.
Yeah, she told me she liked it. That's the reason I'm showing. But I've gotten into this is her organite. Tell them about the organite.
Oh, the organite. That's a great crystal, I heard, isn't it, Lala?
Yeah, so it's a bunch of crystals in resin that I make. It's got quartz crystals, copper, and it creates this energy that helps against EMF and it heals with certain things. And honest to God, I never knew about it. When my dad passed, he would send me messages and he would turn my phone on and go to certain websites when I went to another room. and he put it on organite. And I read about it. There was a doctor, I think, that made it, and it was so good he got imprisoned and died in prison for making it because it helped. It started out as like a sexual energy thing and healed people that way, but he crossed state lines with this stuff and they put him in prison. So you know that stuff works if they're doing that.
So let me give you my anecdote.
But I make them now and I sell
Let
them.
me give you my anecdote. She made this. So I had it out back there on the deck. You can see our lawn. And I put it in our raised flower bed because everything in it was dead. Everything in it was brown. It fell over limp.
That's true.
Put it on the bed, left it there for a couple of days, came back, and everything in that bed was green, alive, and flowering.
It was weird.
You make these things? How do you make these things, Lala?
I have a pyramid shaped mold, silicone mold, and I mix two resins together, and I have so that's different colors I mix with the resin to make that, but I pour in crystals, and you have to have crystals with copper metal to make it work.
And
It's
right up
really
here,
scientific.
right up here is a huge piece of quartz with a coil wrapped around
Right.
it.
So you can make them on your own and they're really cute and artsy, but you really have to be scientific about it for it to work. I suggest people really look into it because it's very, very interesting. A lot of people put they make smaller ones, they call them cloud busters. And
Yeah.
actually there was a song about it in the 80s or 70s. Anyway, you put them on each corner of your home or by telephone poles, and it's supposed to help with headaches going away, all kinds of stuff.
Well, I guarantee you, you want her to make them because her intuition or whatever tunes them, and those things are powerful.
Yeah, I'll have to talk to my wife about getting one of those from you. Now there is, I guess, natural organite, right? I mean, a natural crystal organite.
I don't know.
Me either.
I know that the main use is quartz crystal and copper combined.
That's called organite. I see it advertised in crystal. My wife got into some crystals here a while back on Amazon, and there's organite in there. So are they made basically how you make them, or are you're doing something completely different?
I don't know if organite comes natural. That might be something else. This is, you have to make it a certain way for it to help to work. But I mean, it's really popular. A lot of now it's starting to pick up. Celebrities are getting it now.
That line right there is all metal.
Yeah, I put a layer of crystal and a layer of metal, and you keep layering it, and it really works. But you have to have equal parts crystal, metal, and resin. It has to be very particular.
It sounds like something that maybe sounds like a computer chip.
You know what? Yeah, it is interesting.
Well, it definitely has semiconductor in with the quartz and it definitely does.
But people keep it by their computers, so it helps with a better flow of energy. They've done scientific studies on this and used what's the meter you got that picks up the numbers?
The EMF meter.
Yeah, and this thing blocks all kinds of stuff from hitting your body. It's really cool. I'll send you a link. It's really cool.
Yeah, send me a link. And what kind of prices are we talking about on some of these organites, Lala?
The big was it 7 inches is the biggest I have, and that's like usually 60 to 70 because it's pricey to make it with the crystals. But there's small ones that are like 30 or 40, and I can make any size, and any color, any crystals. That you have to have quartz, but there's other crystals you put in to help with other things like love or heal, grieving, stuff like that. There's different crystals to put in it.
Yeah, my
And
wife.
this AI art is of the critter that was in our blue smoke and came to our front door.
Okay, yeah. This is exactly what he looked like.
It's just about exactly.
Yeah. Wow. You say AI art.
Yeah, it's artificial intelligence, and
Yeah.
the way it works is you describe what you want, and it produces a photo. You write in English what you want, and out of it comes a photo.
Wow.
You have
And
to be descriptive, but if you're descriptive, you get what you need.
okay, what AI program is this for everybody?
Mid-Journey.
Mid-Journey. Because I'm doing a sci-fi book and I'm going to need some artwork done on it. And AI sounds. You say it's Mid-Journey?
Mid-Journey. That's the best one right now.
Okay. I'll have to take a look at that. That's for everybody at home that's interested in this AI artwork too.
Yep.
You'll have fun.
It's a lot of fun, and it's not that expensive. And you just and if you have Chat GPT or something like one of these big large language models, you can say, "Hey, Chat GPT, please write me a perfect prompt for Midjourney to give me this," and it'll write this very detailed prompt. Pop it in. You just sit there and tweak the prompt until you get exactly what you want.
Oh, and so you asked for it to draw this thing.
I tell it what I want and tweak it till it's right.
Wow, that's pretty darn good. I'll tell you.
And Photoshop, everybody knows what Photoshop is
Yeah.
now, but it also has generative AI in it. And so I made her photo with the orbs out of saying, I want a house in Florida with palm
Hispanic
trees.
lady.
And then it made the house. And then I took the generative AI thing inside of Photoshop and said, add 5 orbs in a V shape above the roof of the house, and boom.
Oh, that's how you got that last
That
drawing.
was all it took.
Yeah.
A few dollars and time.
Really? So you have to pay for the time that you're using on this?
No, my time. It's my time, and you pay dollars for the tool.
I see. Okay. It's not a very big price, you say?
No. In Midjourney, you don't buy a tool, but you pay for your time. But it's like you get hundreds of pictures for like $20 a month.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, it's great.
Yeah.
Everybody and their brother ought to be doing this because we all can be artists.
He loves it.
I love it.
Now I need some illustrations for my sci-fi book, and I'll. That's a great idea.
Yep.
It is, and I guess it's all copyright protected.
Yeah. You put your copyright on it, and you have license. If you pay the commercial fee, which is like $5 more, or whatever, and you get rights.
Yeah.
And it's your copyright.
Okay, and it's on that program that your
Midjourney. Yep.
Okay. All right.
And you are you on Discord?
No.
Well, Discord right now is the principal way you interact with Midjourney. So there's a Discord server for Midjourney, and you sit there and you enter prompts, and you wait until your turn comes, and it pops out your photos.
Okay.
They're going to do it differently in the future, which will be better. But right now, that's the way you have to do it.
Yeah. The reason why I'm talking to you about it, I know other people will be interested in how this is all done and what they can do to actually play around with this thing. Information, enlightening people. That's what it's all about, right, Dr. Bob and Lalo?
You bet. You bet.
Okay, now you have some more drawings, I guess.
Oh, yeah, we have lots.
Yeah. What about that? What about the?
That's kind of creepy.
Oh, it is. Yes.
And I just gave it a description of what I wanted.
In print, you write it down, huh?
Write it down in English, and you get this out. Let's see. I want to make sure I don't put anything racist. So then I had this, and this, and this, and this, and then I wanted some kind of weird thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's
That's
like the Philadelphia experiment.
Right.
And here's her orgonite. Anyway, you get the idea.
Right. You said you had earlier on, you said something about a portal that you might have.
Oh, the video. I can send that to him real quick. Yeah, it's a video. And I slowed it down and moved it back and forth so you could see the light fling around it and fling out of it.
Yeah, I didn't know where it was.
I
I would
got
have
it.
put it up there earlier. If you just send it to me, I'll put it in.
Okay. I sent it to Earl Grey. All right, here.
Okay, let me stop share. Let me get the video.
And we talked about that, your background, your backdrop also being some critters in that picture there.
Yes,
Mhm.
that's some kind of cryptid or critters or whatever. We were out in our field near the golf course and it flew over and those things lit up and Lala picked up her phone and pointed at them and took a picture.
Kind of like we talked about earlier, that like jellyfish looking type.
Yeah, they really are weird looking.
Oh, I sent to your. Oh, you want me to? I don't know how to send that to you.
Yeah, send it to me in Messenger.
I have it on. Oh, do I copy it?
I don't, yeah, I guess. I don't know. Or
Where
you
did
can
the
save
check
it.
go?
Or you can save it and send it to me in Messenger.
Okay. You can't get it off your text message?
No,
No,
there's no way for me to put it on this computer from my text message.
Oh, I got it. Okay, good. There's one. There's the portal I sent you.
Did you put it in our joint one or this one?
Your personal.
Oh, I see. Well, I hadn't arrived yet.
Okay.
In Messenger.
Mhm.
Yeah, it hadn't arrived yet.
Sorry.
There it is. Okay, we got it now.
okay. I know people will be interested in that portal.
Oh, darn. Yeah, it doesn't. Facebook has got where it just will not cooperate. I can't do it because it won't let me do it.
Oh,
Well,
It won't let me download it. There's nothing I can do. All I can do is share it to somebody else. I just hate
what about the
Facebook.
screen share? If you click on it and watch it, can you screen share?
Yeah, but it won't get big enough.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Well, I'll repost it on my Facebook and I'll make it public. So if anybody wants to see it,
Then we put it in our folder.
they can see it.
all right.
But yeah, I'm right. I hate this because right now I'm looking at the energy being landing on our deck, reaching up and turned into a humanoid looking energy being and reaches up and grabs the camera and turns it.
Really?
Oh, that thing is amazing. And I'm sitting here looking at it, but I can't put it on the screen
Yeah.
because of Facebook is getting in the way. Used to, you could right click on these videos and save them to your computer. You can't do that anymore.
Send it to his messenger.
He can't do it either
Oh,
because he can't get it out of Messenger.
Uh, we can move on. You got something else you got show the audience? We got a few more minutes so we can go.
Can you send it to me in Signal?
Mhm.
Yeah, she's gonna send me these videos in Signal that I can do.
We always, when it comes to computers or electronics, there's always some kind of technical issue, and especially these platforms. Each
Mm.
platform is a little different. I get something in text. My family actually does a lot of text stuff, and I can't send them pictures or anything on text. It's too big for text. You have to send it on Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
Or some of my brothers don't like going into Facebook or Messenger.
That's true.
So I understand the dilemma that you're going through here.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's arriving. Hang on just a minute. I gotta get Signal up.
Let me ask you, Lala, while you're doing that, if you can do that. I come up on a dove here a while back, about a month ago. I
Mhm.
drove right up on it and it wouldn't get out of my way. I thought it'd fly. It was a pretty white dove,
Oh,
real white. And he just stood there and looked at me. And I was about 6, 7 feet away from him, from front of my car. He wouldn't get out of the way. So I pulled real slow and I rolled over him. And he went to my back, and I saw him in my rear view mirror, and I saw him going to the back off from the underneath my car and going to the side of the road. I turned around. I said, I'm going to get a picture of this. This kind of means something. I said, seeing a dove like that.
yeah.
When I got up on him, he was starting to walk real fast, and he looked back at me, and then he took off like a bullet. I mean, he was faster than any bird I've ever seen.
That's definitely spirit visitation.
Okay, is that what you call it? Spiritual visitation?
Yeah. So spiritual send animals like either red cardinals or doves or a fox or deer. That's a big thing.
Does it mean a white dove?
That's very good. That's usually family member that's saying hello to you.
Hmm. Okay.
Did you get it?
I have these, but I don't
That's-
have. No,
That's the portal.
yeah, I understand. I had to redo this program. You have to send it again.
Okay.
These programs are a pain to get right. Sorry about this, Dave. I really am.
That's okay. Like I said,
They're aggravating. They automate. Look, these are computers. They're supposed to make your life easier.
Yeah.
I call them confusers because they never do.
right. They don't make them user friendly. I went from Windows 10 to Windows 11, and actually 11 changed my documentation programs all around, and now they're harder to find. I used to be able to find them easier on Windows 10 or Windows 8. I guess I had. Maybe I went from 8 to 11. And it made a big change for me. I just lost
Oh, yeah.
documents.
All right, Dave, I'm getting them now finally.
Okay, good.
And I'm sorry for the delay.
It's all right. As long as we show the people out there something exciting, I'm sure they're going to be worth the wait. How do you manifest, Lala?
I just talk from my heart and it seems to happen. I don't meditate or do anything particular. I speak from my heart and they show up. Or if I need something in my life, I keep asking the universe, like, I really would like this for this reason. That takes a couple months to a couple years usually for me.
What about
Um,
when people ask for money? That doesn't work too well, right?
Yeah, but you got to be careful because if you say it, you have to be very careful how you say things because it could be like you get hit by a truck and you get $1 million. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So be very particular about what you say. I had a spirit one time tell me, careful what you wish for it may come true. And I
Right.
was a kid when it said that, you know. Um, so if you want money, I would say, please help me be financially stable in a positive way so that, you know, me and my family are safe and taken care of, something like that.
Okay, so we had a gale. It's about 40, 45 mile an hour winds. And the camera out front went off and we started looking. I thought something was blowing, and that came out of the wall and went around the corner. So let me do it again.
It came out of the wall.
Out of the wall.
Yeah, I
Came
see
right
it.
out. It came right out of the wall and went around the corner. So, Dave, that thing is not a bug. I'm going to tell you why.
It's not shaped like a bug.
Well, it's not shaped like a bug. It's too big, but it turned right and went around the corner. The wind is blowing 45 miles an hour to the left.
Okay. And this
So
this thing came out of your house?
came
Yeah.
out of the wall of our house right there, and it turns and goes and banks around the corner into a headwind.
That was awesome.
It was
But
fantastic.
it never came back again.
No, it's never been back.
It looks like a small craft or a drone.
Right.
No kidding. But
Yeah.
it came out of the wall. You see it come out of the wall and go around the corner.
And it acted like a ship, like it turned and
Oh yeah, it did a right bank.
Yeah, it did a right bank. Yeah, like you said.
All right, let me stop sharing.
That
Do
is
the
neat.
next one. Let me do the next one.
That is neat. Yeah, these things can travel through, matter or whatever.
It was so awesome.
Okay, can I zoom in?
Yeah, because our garage was that wall that it came out of.
Mhm.
Okay, so let me share this. And what people are going to see when we get it shared is, just let me go ahead and share and then I can talk because I have trouble walking, chewing bubble gum at the same time.
Okay.
All right, so you see this is a TikTok video.
Okay.
Can I make it any bigger? A little bit bigger. All right, so anyway, I'm gonna play the video and you're gonna see kind of like a ball of energy come from upper right, land on the deck, get bright, and then it dims down a little bit. You're going to see a humanoid energy shape in the middle. Okay.
Okay.
And then right up here at the upper right, you're going to see that part of the house move in the video, because the thing has grabbed the camera and moved it. Ready?
Okay.
And it's gone. And we can play it again.
That was fast.
It's pretty fast. I wish I could slow it down, but I can't with this TikTok video. Okay, so there's the entity, and you'll see the house move.
Yeah.
Yep, and you can see the head, and boom, it's gone. And now it's pointed over toward that house.
I remember a few months before that he was getting a reading from Deb Shakti.
Okay, you see the head, you see the being right there in the center. And then it comes down, You see the little glow of it right there on the right. And all of a sudden it flashes up and gets really bright. And then there's the entity right in the center. Now look at the upper right. It's going to move the whole camera, and the house goes backwards because it's turned the camera counterclockwise.
And you noticed the camera being moved.
Oh, yes. You could hear it. Dave, you can hear it. I wish I could play the audio loud enough for you to hear, because you can hear it moving the camera. And then boom, the energy's gone.
That's amazing. Now, this was your film, but you put it on TikTok, right?
Yeah, she put it on TikTok to share it with everybody.
Okay, but that was your house on the right-hand side.
That's our security camera right on our deck.
Right.
Yeah, the roof it pointed to is our neighbor behind us, and they light up their roof quite often with their ship.
Yeah. Now, what do your neighbors say? Do they say that they see these things?
We do not talk to them.
I'm too scared to tell them.
Really?
We haven't been there. We've only been there a year, and it's kind of an uppity place, and I'm not sure how to go over.
Yeah.
I'd love to tell them, you know.
What is this?
That's the portal.
Okay, great.
I slowed it down and did it back and forth so that everybody could keep seeing the light flick around it and flick out of it.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see a white spot in the upper.
All right, we'll play it over and over.
Okay.
So it goes around and out.
Wow.
Yeah. You can't really see anything coming out of it, right?
Just the light. So it goes around, then it comes out the center. It looks like a hole.
Okay.
It's a little low contrast, Dave. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And this is the entire video right here.
Yeah, it went super fast. They go so fast that nobody will see it.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway,
I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
It does.
I like it. I mean, look, it's a motion of something that can't be a bug. And
Right.
you say, well, that's some kind of energy. And then you see it's going around in a circle, and something comes out of the center of the circle it described.
Right. And you imagine the hour and a half went by real quick. So we're actually, I get past an hour and a half, but we'll close on that one. That was a great one to close on. Those two last videos were great. But nobody's going to mind the technical problems as long as they saw the product, you know.
And they should know that we're getting better cameras.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll have you on next time, and we'll talk more about the better cameras and update what's going on.
Sure.
I'd like to keep an update. I know you guys are constantly researching, and Lala's constantly doing her work as being an empath and psychic. And I know, Dr. Bob, you'll never give up that technical end of it, because it's kind of like playing music. You get into it, you can't stop.
Hopefully next time we come, I'm working on a particular technical project. If the technical project goes well and it's accepted, it'll be something big to talk about.
Great. All right. You've been listening to Dave Emmons, The Strange Reality, and Lala Bright and Dr. Bob McGuire. They've been entertaining you this past hour and a half, and hope you enjoyed a lot of the pictorials and videos. And it's always great to have visuals, that's for sure. I would like to thank Dr. Bob and Lala for being on the show today and coming on. I always enjoy talking to them. They're great people. And we want to thank you people out there for watching and listening to the shows. And we've been getting, some comments and some show numbers, and I appreciate it, really do. Even though it's difficult nowadays to get the views and the numbers anymore, it seems like people are being throttled. I'm not going to put myself in there, but it's probably so. And it's, the numbers are being, changed or whatever. You can't really say for you. This is just for informational, educational purposes only. It's all I can say, that the internet does, throttle certain shows and certain times.
Mhm.
If you have a dog laughing, that'll get 2 million hits.
Right.
But if you do a show like this where you guys have experiences and all this other stuff, and I've had these scientists like you, Dr. Bob and Lala, and you don't get the big hits like a laughing dog or something. And that's, I guess people are looking for levity. Well, maybe next show we'll put some levity in.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Dr. Bob and Lala for the show, and good night, everybody.